Hello everyone, welcome to the After Hours podcast.
Oh, thanks.
Dom, how you been?
Hungover as and that is all.
Jack, you alright?
I'm good, man. I'm here.
And we have a residential movie star as our special guest.
Oh shit, we got guests.
Hi guys.
Ooh.
Col, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
What's it like now you've hit the big leagues? He's in a movie. We'll talk about it at some point.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic, guys.
Are you allowed to talk about it? I mean, could be a secretive project.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Oh yeah?
Nah, the trailer's out.
Oh sweet.
I don't think I'm in the trailer.
Well,
I'm barely in the film.
So what can you tell us about it then?
yeah. Sell it to us.
I can tell you where it was filmed. I can tell you what I ate that day. How long it took. It took forever.
Yeah.
We started at about 9 in the morning and didn't finish till about 7 in the evening.
Where was your location? If you don't mind me.
Hume. Where did we start? It was near, do you know Asda's in Hume?
I'm not familiar with Hume, no.
It's near Asda in Hume. Like on an estate basically. And then we moved to the roundabout off Princess Parkway.
Right.
Do you know us? You're coming on the Regent Road.
Yeah, I know that one.
That
where the
roundabout.
gym is and shit at the right, yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know the middle of the roundabout where
Yeah.
there's all trees and hills and shit?
Was it driving seats as well?
Driving?
Yeah, was anyone driving?
No,
Is
no,
that
no.
what you was using it for?
No.
Oh, you just got a location there.
Yeah,
right.
we were going to do it in a tunnel, going into like one of the subway tunnels, getting into the roundabout bit.
Yeah.
But there was loads of needles and glass on the floor, so they didn't want me lying on it.
That's scatty. That's big.
It was nasty.
Health and safety called that one.
Health and safety.
What's it like to be on a real movie set?
It's all right. There's a lot of people involved making it, and it's only like a 5-minute film as well. There was about 15 people altogether there.
It's sick that you're involved with like a little indie film project, man. It's pretty sick that.
Yeah, man. I want to do another one.
And that's by Helen Curran, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pickaxe Films, I believe.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I'm doing the sound for it now, so yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah, you're involved as well.
So
Me and Jack don't do anything.
Credited as well.
that's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're on. What's it?
Are you on IMDb as well?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. No, I am. Yeah.
You are?
Are ya?
Put me on as well. Yeah, bless her.
Yes, boys,
Yeah.
you made it.
You'll have Mason just knocking on your window like,
Mace, why Mace?
'cause he's the only listener.
He just pops up on this show, doesn't he?
He's the only listener
Every now and
I
again he
know.
gets mentioned.
When I say Mason, I'm directing it at the audience just because I know Mason.
Hi,
listens.
Mason.
Big up yourself, Mace.
Easy, Mace. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for being you.
Yeah,
Never change.
keep it up.
Hey, he's back. He's off the keto now, and he's just eating nice. He's
Eating proper.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, man.
You can have
He said
sandwiches.
He's sick of it, so now he's just eating a nice, healthy
Oh,
diet.
that
He's at a weight he
diet,
wants
though.
to be, and I couldn't be prouder of the guy. Honest to God, mate.
No, yeah, fair play to
Like, it's
him.
bad boy.
Fair play to him.
Love you, Mason.
Josh should be proud.
Yeah, 100%, man.
The After Hours Podcast.
Have you seen The Mandalorian?
Nope, not seen it yet, but I've seen Baby Yoda.
Oh, you watched it?
I want to
Yeah.
smash
Have you?
his head in.
I've
Cole, you watched it?
seen the
No,
first
not
two
yet.
You know,
episodes.
first two.
I haven't seen the third one
Let's
yet.
see it
too.
tomorrow and work.
First episode's amazing. Yeah.
That Baby Yoda like destroyed the internet, didn't it? Yeah. The minute he came out. I don't think it's actually Baby Yoda, though, is it?
No, I've heard he's not. I'm annoyed because I hoped he was, and therefore it'd be like an 800 years ago kind of setting, but it's not.
A long
apparently,
time
so.
ago.
A long
Yoda
time
was a
ago.
G, though.
He was.
Big up Yoda.
Yeah, man.
I started watching Star Wars films because I've never watched all of them. I've watched like the first two, and then the fourth one,
Yep.
and the rest of them I know everything that happened, so I never bothered watching them.
Yeah. Mate, it's good to do that, innit? Like, you need to do these things. Like George Lucas, I've been watching bare shit about the way he made fucking Star Wars recently. And the guy, I'm going to get his name up now, the prop maker for the film, recently watched a documentary on him and how he got to know George Lucas from stop motion animation, and basically he made all the Star Wars animation from the get-go, and I'll get his name up in a second. He's a G. Took loads of acid as well. And he's just making mad f***ing
I
movies.
swear, every celebrity
Yeah,
that he
man.
brings up, it's like he took loads of
Well, it's
acid.
all from Vice, innit? I see all this shit all the time.
What's your favourite Star Wars film?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, the one with Liam Neeson was f***ing sick. Which was that one?
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. That's
Phantom
my
Menace.
favourite.
That's the one I'm on about.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm choosing
That's
that
the
one
best
instead of
one.
that one.
Yeah, that's
because
definitely
Liam Neeson's a G.
It didn't do well at the time, or it wasn't received well.
He was a G.
Because of Jar
Yeah.
Jar Binks, everyone hated Jar Jar Binks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
The whole
CGI
process
as well.
behind Jar Jar Binks as well. At first, they had a guy with like a head with Jar Jar Binks' face on it, like a little green screen head, and they was tracking it to that.
Right.
And then it turns out they filmed all these scenes with this guy. I think this is what happened. And it turns out they just used his body and then basically cut out everything they were working on, went on to something else, and it cost them millions and millions of dollars to change it. So yeah, it was really hard to get Jack. Mate, I watch bare weird documentaries, YouTube's the f***ing one. I love watching shit like that.
Yeah, big up YouTube.
I'm gonna try and
Shout out.
YouTube.
They could use the support.
It's shit though, man. All these ads and shit. Pissed off with it.
They make money in it.
It's annoying.
There might be an ad on this one. You never know if we start doing well. If there's an ad on this,
Ads aren't shit.
yeah. If there isn't, then f*** you ads. We're better than you.
Yeah. Dom, what was your favourite Star Wars?
I said before, Phantom Menace,
Oh, right.
episode 1.
I like the 5th one, and then I do like the new ones. The Solo film's really
I
good.
watched
I like
Solo.
that.
Solo's good.
I quite enjoyed Rogue One as well.
Rogue One was fantastic.
Very good film.
Yeah.
I liked it because it was like sort of like ground up. You really got a sense of the scale of like whatever those big walking things are called.
AT&T's.
Possibly.
88.
But it's like shot from the ground, like people running around scurrying, and just this giant thing walking. You really get a sense of the scale, which I don't think you got in the other films as much.
Which was the one that transitioned into A New Hope? At the end of the film.
Wasn't that Rogue One?
Revenge of the Sith.
Wouldn't that be the
Revenge of the
third
Sith.
one?
No, it was like one of the
Moved
recent
into the
ones, and
fourth one.
at the end of the film, they transitioned into A New Hope, which was a famous scene from back in the 70s and 80s. Wasn't Rogue One? It was another one that came out recently.
Oh, was it Solo?
Nah, it wasn't Solo. It could have been Rogue One. It might be.
I think it's Rogue One.
It's because they're trying to get.
Well,
the
Rogue One
data.
is-
Rogue
Yeah.
One, they do like a CGI layer at the end.
Rogue One's after A New Hope.
No, Rogue One's when the
Well,
thing is being
Rogue
built.
One's them getting the plans, securing the plans
Yeah, so
to
it's that-
destroy the
and
Death
at
Star.
the end of it, it
yeah,
transitions
yeah,
into a
yeah,
new
yeah,
Hope.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's
Mate,
Rogue
it
One.
is-
I thought it was.
That won't make
I thought it was
sense.
after.
Nope. A New
'Cause it's
Hope
like
is
the
where
fifth
they
one
go
where
into
they blow it
the-
up.
Rogue One is how they ultimately found out where the weak spot of the Death Star is.
Yeah, but
So
that's not in the
Rogue
fourth one, is it?
CG
It's
Princess
before-
Leia. Not
it's
Leia.
just before the
she called?
film where Luke blows up the Death Star, which is.
But they blow it up in the 5th one, or the
Right,
6th
so
one.
it's in between that then.
No, they do something else in the 5th one. What do they do in
Who's
the
that?
5th one?
Who's that woman who died? What's she called now?
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia.
That's Leia, right? Yeah. So it's a
It's
CG.
her who's
her.
CG 'd
She
done, yeah,
passed
yeah.
away in it when they were filming it. Oh, before they filmed her.
No, they filmed some
No,
of her parts.
she was like
I think they used old film
as
as
her
well.
old self, but yeah, Carrie Fisher.
Yes.
Oh, but speaking of,
But they did CG the young version of her, I think, and it looked really good. They did it with one of the generals as well.
I know what you mean.
The name of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that.
Yeah, and he looked
Force choke.
brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
Count Dooku.
Nah,
No.
just like
another one.
just a general that works on that.
Yeah, he's like a.
On the thing.
He,
He looks
does have a
exactly
name.
the same as he
He's
did.
like he's got a couple scenes with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
like, it's like them two bump heads a bit.
Is it Lieutenant something? Or I think
can't
I'm making
remember,
that up.
but
Actually, I don't know.
he's done as well in the new films. It's impressive, man. Especially when you think Superman, the film, they couldn't get rid of a moustache. Probably was CG.
ridiculous.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen the people that just did it? Did it
better.
They just did it better
Oh,
and
is
put it
it
on
those-
YouTube.
the
Just like,
VR
look.
guys who.
No, loads of people did it.
Right.
There's like loads of different ones. But speaking of the
It's like
beginning,
Sonic.
Yeah.
Like when they brought out that trailer originally, and then everyone made it 10 times better.
Yeah.
A fair play to them though. They listened, and
changed
now
it, they
now the
listened.
trailer's cool.
Doesn't
And they
happen.
took out Gangster's Paradise as well.
yeah.
But I want
Go to
Shadow,
Gangster's
man.
Paradise.
Where's Shadow with his Uzi and shit? You know what I'm saying?
Innit?
Yeah,
Guy's
that's what
got
I'm
the
saying.
machine
Shadow
gun,
art.
bro. Imagine that. If he pops up, I'll be buzzing.
Roller skating around with his Glock.
And if he doesn't pop up, I'll be thoroughly disappointed.
Or
I'll
at least
mark the film now.
Knuckles or Tails. Get them in at least.
Now, Tails is a little bitch.
Is it Jim Carrey who's Robotnik?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, yeah.
Eggman or whatever the.
Yeah.
He was Robotnik.
Doc-
He's
Dr.
still
he always will
I'm
be
not calling him
Robotnik,
Eggman.
but yeah, he's Eggman now.
Dr. Robotnik.
Robotnik.
Oh, speaking of, you know the beginning of Episode 4 in Star Wars, like the first scene you see, when Darth Vader's come through the thing, did you see that there's a stormtrooper that hits his head on the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, as the door's opening, they're marching in. He walks forward to it.
And they never took that out either.
Yeah, it's just in the film.
Like, he's edited all his films so much, but they never took that out because he liked it.
There's also, the Ewoks when they're looking over the thing. I think it's when they first get trapped in that thing, and all the Ewoks are looking over, and you see them like peer up and have a look over like a log. There's one where you can just see through the mask. The mask's too big for the guy's head, and just through the eye hole you can just see a dude's face. It is brilliant.
Little Ewok
Whoops.
human faces.
I love that watching what they call movie mistakes.
There's a
Have you ever
bar
seen
in
it?
town. Well, there was a club in town called Toy Box,
Shout out Toy Box.
I don't know if it's still a thing.
Toy Box.
But they had like someone dressed in a teddy bear outfit going about, and if you go on the Facebook, it's still there, and you can see into the teddy bear mask through the eyes, and it just looks like someone's having a shit time, like they're sweating, like, horrible, just like this, and like all girls putting their arms around, and you just see the guy inside like this.
If we can fucking show that, we will.
I'll try and find it.
Oh, it's some footsteps.
A scurrying in the hallway.
It's a big dog.
Big dog.
How are you, love?
The After Hours Podcast.
Have you seen that video on Facebook? The guy's like connected his phone to the shop's Bluetooth, and he's like, Siri, what do you call me? And like Siri comes on the speakers in the shop. And it's like, I used to call you George, but you asked me to call you. It's in the shop.
Siri,
What's she do?
what's my nickname?
So this is coming through the speakers in the
but you
shop.
asked me to call you. So
I'll explain it to you later when you're older. Explain it to you when you're older, Jack.
Thank you.
Do you have any cool Star Wars facts? We were just talking about Star Wars. I'm talking Big Dog, obviously.
Well, I don't, but I do have something I'd like to say about the Mandalorian. Everyone losing their shit over a little Yoda.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking shaved mogwai. And like, I'm sorry, but it just must be kids who like this thing. So I'm like, did you not watch Gremlins? That was cute as hell. That was when we were kids. And Baby Yoda is just for merchandising, completely for merchandising, and it's just a mogwai with no facial hair. That's all it is. Like, come on, I need something more. Yeah.
Cute.
But
What's
it's
wrong with
cute. Come on, you're
What's
like the
wrong
rest
with
of
liking
humanity.
that? Oh, okay. What?
Stop being a person.
F*** off, man. If something's cute, it's cute, man. And
Yeah,
if
it doesn't
everyone
make it
else
good,
thinks
though. It
it's
doesn't make
cute,
something
that's
good.
That's not jumping on the bandwagon. That's just because it's cool. Yeah, they're going to make loads of money off it because of the advertising and stuff. And yeah, look at this really cute thing. Social media, this, that, and the other. But I like them.
Yeah, but keep in mind, I got a jaded view from working in retail. People come in and be, oh my god, the new cute little. I'm just like, nah, we've got a gizmo. What? And I'm just like, get out.
That's a strong view.
So yeah, it's a strong view.
Oh, no,
Try to get served in my shop.
I know, yeah. I'm going to come in and ask for
What could you possibly want, you
Yeah.
bastard? Like to exchange some money for this item, please? Oh, of course you would. How convenient.
Yeah.
The After Hours Podcast.
Is it something new about CM Punk? What's he doing now?
He's joined WWE's backstage Fox
Oh, he's come
thing.
back as
Isn't he
he
hired
came
by
back.
Fox though? Isn't he like
good.
working under Fox and not WWE?
Yeah, he's not got anything to do with WWE. He's just talking about him, and he's talking a lot of shit about him.
Yeah, I heard him say about like how the women's division has improved greatly, and the women's division is the better wrestling in WWE at the moment. And I think I saw a bit of him talking about people's pushes and like the waste of talent, but that's kind of a common knowledge thing, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he mention other places, like
Yeah,
other promotions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he didn't. I don't think he named him like AEW.
But you knew who he was talking about.
because everyone's getting pissed off in WWE. Everyone wants to leave.
What, like everyone?
A lot of them, yeah.
What's
In
going
the
on?
ring.
They're working like
I'm outta here.
6 nights a week,
Oh, right, they're just being a bit overworked.
overworked, and they're not. A lot of them aren't getting any TV time,
Right.
even though they should be getting it.
Like the people who don't like Ricochet, I'm surprised.
Yeah, Ricochet's f***ing.
Because from the amount of people who come into the shop looking for Ricochet figures and things and stuff, and he's clearly like a banker.
Yeah.
Like, so the WWE don't want him to go anywhere, but at the same time, he rarely seems to get much of a push. But
Yeah,
he's never going to be the face
he's
of the
never
company.
going to be the top guy.
Yeah, and it's a bit like he went somewhere else. He easily could be like Lucha
Definitely.
Underground, Prince Puma. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the face of it for ages, and then it's like, oh, come to WWE and we'll let you
Put you
wear
in the
like
background,
stuff,
yeah.
and you wrestle there with Aleister Black, another wasted person.
Sounds like they need to up their game.
I don't know why I steered it to wrestling. I don't know anything about it.
What's that match that Jamie and you watched the other day?
Kenny Omega and John Moxley.
The one with the
How was
glass.
that? The glass, yeah.
And the f***ing barbed wire.
Yeah,
And they
Real
took the
glass.
canvas off, didn't they? So it was just like wood
Yeah, he
and
pulled
stuff.
out like a sack from under the ring, and you thought it was going to be, do you know those safety pins, they're thumbtacks, but it was like a bag of broken glass, and he just like stamped on it and like spread it around the ring.
Yep.
And then Kenny Omega put John Moxley in a sharpshooter. John Moxley
Right.
like crawled through the glass
Yeah,
to get to the rope.
And this was
Fucked
real.
up.
I'm not into wrestling. I'm no expert. That was the most fucked up, crazy,
And-
funny shit I've ever seen. I like
It's pageantry. It's what wrestling's supposed to be. Is
There was like a net of
Entertainment.
barbed wire after
Yeah.
that, and it, like
barbed wire on a fucking baseball bat. Real barbed wire. Like you could see blood. It drew blood. It was fucking crazy. Go on, Colin.
yeah,
Sorry.
the net of barbed wire. When he suplexed them into it, and he was stuck in it. They had to get other people to get him out
out,
because like, it was
yeah.
all wrapped around him and shit. It was horrible.
Oh,
Who
it was
won?
Fucking mad.
I'm guessing all
John Moxley, like he ripped the ring apart. He took all the padding off the ring, so it was just bare wood. And he DDT'd him.
Bearwood, bro.
Bearwood.
He's got like a big
Sherwood
gash in his eye
Forest.
now over it because he did like a phoenix splash onto it, and he landed face first onto the wood.
I watched John Moxley versus Pentagon. I don't know if that was AEW or not, but it was recent enough with him being under like the Moxley persona with his Mox jacket on.
Yeah.
But that was sick. But I was Team Pentagon. And I thought it really illustrated there, quite like what you were saying, that it was seeing people with real barbed wire and stuff. Me and Jamie were actually talking about this in a pub. Was John Moxley for me isn't a particularly good wrestler in any way. He's not a
he's
particularly
not.
technical wrestler, but he's great at selling. He's great at being in the ring, and he's great at selling himself.
Selling, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they're great. When you watch him with someone who's amazing, like a technically talented, awesome wrestler, it's fantastic to watch. But like we were saying before, it is pageantry, isn't it? Good guy versus bad guy. That's the way people react and stuff. Like when people are like, it's fake. It's like, yes.
It's just it's like
John Wick's
it's
real?
theatre is basically what it is. Like doing like a story and
John Wick's not real.
acting like they hurt, but
Pencils
they
are.
do get hurt, but not
Yeah.
majorly.
And that doesn't necessarily appeal to me for some reason. But when I watch these matches like I did the other day, I'm like, me. I can see the appeal.
There was one on the other day.
Watch Japanese wrestling because that's like
Japanese wrestling.
That's hard. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've seen one where they had like a piranha tank in the ring, and like the piss and blood because what they've been using light tubes and stuff to cut each other and whatever. And to win the match, you had to get the other guy in the piranha tank. He's got him in the piranha tank. The piranha's going ape shit, and then he's got like a barbed wire board, put it upside down on the tank, so the guy can't get out.
I'd be smashing glass at that point. I'd be like, oh, I'm getting out of this.
What the f***, man? Did he actually get bit by these piranhas as well?
I think so. I didn't see anything after it.
Remember Nacho Libre?
Yeah, Nacho.
See when he throws that corn cob in that guy's eye?
I love the bit when his
Show
mate
that
just
now.
gives him the corn and then he goes, man, get that corn out of my face.
The After Hours Podcast.
I watched a dead good video of CM Punk talking about wrestling in TV shows and films and how accurate it was.
I watched that.
And Nacho Libre was obviously ridiculous. But what I was quite surprised at was Glow. That he was like, he was
Yeah,
pretty
you get
good.
trained by real wrestlers and that.
Yeah,
There's real
yeah.
wrestlers in it.
But then he was
one
like-
of them,
She was doing a talk
Awesome Kong.
at our place.
Karma, yeah. She's in Glow. I didn't know it was there.
And then when
Were you there for it?
I was there for the
missed
end
it.
bit, and then someone's phone went off, and she scared the shit out of them. Like the phone went off, she went, "Whose phone's that?" And then and he was like, "Ha ha, I got it." It was like,
I'm lobbing my phone away like, not me.
Dominic tried fucking ringing me, the fucking twat.
Yeah, I did. I tried ringing everyone.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened.
You bastard.
I was like,
silent. Me,
I
I'm
rang,
not stupid,
I rang every single person,
Silent.
but everyone had the phones on
Yeah.
silent. So scared of Awesome Kong. But she was actually super, super cool, down to earth.
Poured a pint.
Yeah, came on the bar, poured a pint, and then someone went, chug, 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 and it was like some real ale, whatever we had on, and she,
Tastes like shit.
fair play to her, she sunk a good half of it. And
And then ate the glass.
yeah. It was
yeah.
it was
As soon as
impressive.
John Cat spat it back in his face.
But yeah, lovely woman. Big up yourself. Keep it up.
But coming back to Glow, he did point out that whenever there was a 3 count, quite a lot when there was a 3 count, there was no ref in the ring.
Yeah, there's no ref.
And it's a bit like for a show like that that's gone that far to make it like legit and get people in training them and they're all actually doing it.
They
to
missed
miss
something
like
so
that.
simple.
That was like cinematically chosen.
Yeah, it's gotta
after
be
a while, they were
like-
like,
Yeah, because they got the
we can have
camera
a
like,
ref, and then
panning
the
around
writer's just
the
like,
ring.
oh yeah. Like,
Who's this guy in the striped shirt always getting his face in the camera? Get out of here! Glorified extra.
The After Hours Podcast.
Have you guys got Cards Against Humanity?
No. We've got a game we made up ourselves.
I was just about to say, yeah, they got something a little better. You Dead.
You dead.
I've heard of
Explain
this.
You Dead.
But it's a game that like Owen came up with the game. It just snowballed and we started writing it together, I suppose. But it's kind of Cards Against Humanity meets Dungeons and Dragons, but without the technicality of Dungeons and Dragons. So we just thought it's got like a adventure card, item card, and character card. The whole idea is you just got to avoid dying, and you got to get the orb of ultimate winning, and avoid the orb of ultimate death, because then you're out of the game. So you pick up a character, and it's just a random character. We just kept writing just random people, like a shambling corpse on a jet ski named Clive, and then there'd be an adventure. If you would pick that, you might go down this. It's like a page long. You'll be reading, do you know what I mean, of a little card being daft stuff, and all the items are stupid things like a magnetic helmet that draws all the knives in the area towards your face. You dared. So you die pretty much every go, but you're telling the other person's story, so it gets hard because you have to remember it, and they have to have a familiar with them, so you pick an animal to have with you. So then you're like, Ben the Beastly and Wandle Beach the Owl Mouse are travelling through the Traverse, and you go into these like ridiculous things, and it's a lot better to play than it is to hear me talk about.
Get it on Kickstarter.
Should we test run a game today?
Let's do it.
It might
Man.
entice Owen out of his room as well.
No, I reckon we wait to see if he walks past, and we'll be like, "There's a game you did."
Quick game.
It's all handwritten as well, so it's intimidating at first. Because you can be a bit like, "Whoa, I've got to spin some story," like the stories we do.
That's why I think it would work.
But a lot of them are prompt cards, essentially. Like you're tying the story together, so a lot of it you're like, "How do I make that make sense?" And you try, but some of them it's best to read it first, and you're like, "Okay, that's what I've got to do," and you get it to make sense.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's fun because obviously we've played it a lot and wrote them, so we know most of them. But other people, it's their reactions when they're reading them. They'll be like,
Right.
"An army of saber cats come out of the corner." You know, a minute ago you were in the shop buying some milk, and you're like, "What the fuck? How do I tie that together?"
Yeah, man. We'll bust a little game out later.
What's the little game out?
Bust a little game.
What's the little game out you did?
Yeah.
The After Hours Podcast.
In fact, I was talking about something earlier, and that was it. I was talking about films of Owen last night, because I was watching a few documentary things, like making of things. And they were like Evil Dead ones, and then other horror ones. And we started, this guy was on it saying he was like a B-movie actor that you don't know at all. And he was like, I never wanted to be like a big actor. I was the kid who wanted to play a cowboy. I wanted to play a spaceman. I wanted to die on screen. I wanted to be in a zombie film. You know, that's what I wanted to do. And he was like ticking them off, kind of thing. So then I started chatting to him, and I was like, what would be like your on-screen death? How do you want to go? Like,
Oh my god.
do you mean like, would you have to act it? I wouldn't want to act it out and do the whole like and like do like an emotional like passing or anything. I'd want like something either badass or super abrupt that was like bah. But then I was like, you get creative with it. You have to go horror movie with it. Like, that's what I was thinking. Then I was like, a chainsaw that was sentient and made of human bone that somehow befriended me and then laid an egg in my eye, which hatched into a worm. That was real though. Not the chainsaw bit.
There's a side of me that wants to be like I give like I'm sitting on a bench, right, Rural Park, sunset, obviously. And there's that kid, and I haven't had him an amulet, and I'm like, this is yours now. And then he's just like, and he's like, but, and then I walk off, and he's just like, but I'm not ready. And then I just fade away, and then the leaves like blow past and stuff. And there's that side of it, and then there's the other side where I'd want to probably be like, absolutely horribly just like Shaun of the Dead, where they come through the pub window and they grab the guy like something like that, just like proper, and the whole time I just want to be like, just like going nuts, just like just still alive for some reason.
Oh, and I thought the better one. I want to turn into a werewolf, but in a weird way that a werewolf grows inside of me and then gets too big to stay in my already pretty muscular frame, and my skin gets too tight and rips over it.
Yeah.
So the fur's coming out, so it looks like you're changing, but really I just explode and there's a wolf there now, and then like not in my brain or anything, and the wolf goes off,
and then
does wolfy things.
Instead of like ripped trousers or something that I have, it's just ripped. It's just your skin.
Yeah, it's like
So there's just that section of human skin.
it's super painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be even weirder seeing a wolf run around with like people shorts on.
So he'd be like howling and stuff, and he'd walk around. Then as he like runs off in the dark,
Human butt, yeah.
It's a human ass.
Think about the front though. That'd be a scary wolf. You'd be like, whoa.
Just
Yeah, why have you got the piece of a man? Yeah, that's how I want to go.
The After Hours Podcast.
How old are you again, bro?
24.
24. Just recently turned 24.
Yeah, just recently 24.
Right, so me and you are like from that generation, yeah? Or that age, sorry. Where we literally came out of school at the right time, I think. Because I remember old school shit like videos and shit. And in my
VHS.
in year 3, I had a blackboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was no smart boards and shit. So I think we were just about okay.
Yeah.
But now
I was in
16-year-olds and
school
shit,
when
later on.
interactive whiteboards came in. I came to school one day and it was I've had a blackboard before, and then I went to another school and it was a whiteboard, and I came in another day and it's just all a big computer screen, and I was like, what?
We never had that.
Blew my mind.
The most advanced was a whiteboard with perhaps green and a red pen.
But I think, but I'm not. We didn't grow up on the internet. Well, we kind of did, but it was like an old type of internet, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
Dial-up.
but the same as
dial-up
like, when you were
internet,
kids, you did kid stuff.
dial-up modems and shit.
Like you went out and like pissed around on bikes and just went out and did stuff with your mates.
hit
Like,
someone with a stick.
I don't think kids shouldn't be like savvy on technology at all. I think it's great that kids are, but I think they do miss out on. Now I sound old now. Kids these days, they don't go outside.
Nah, they
I was
don't,
getting
do they?
pissed and shit though. Like, I was getting pissed and stoned.
Yeah, under bridges,
Under bridges and on parks.
toast up bun.
But thinking
Don't
about
be a
it,
dick.
it wasn't really the best way to grow up, is it? Not everyone has to do that.
I turned out just fine.
But I know what you mean. There was a few normies who used to ride about on bikes all day. Fuck that.
What, like
Ride about on a bike and
BMXs?
then get stoned and then try and ride your bike.
No, you'd pedal for like miles to tell your friend, I've just seen a frog.
Yeah, just in frog. They're cool.
Come have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone.
I've done that many times.
Should we poke it?
Just take pictures of him, like, look at this guy, yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
I'd leave him alone, but I'd document him.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
you.
my boy.
Look at you out here.
When you see like two animals fighting like bugs or stuff, I'm always like, man, I can't intervene. I mean, this is Mother Nature. But I will watch. Just there rooting for one of them, like, go cockroach, go!
The After Hours Podcast.
A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mike's up.
So, we don't know the name of the takeaway
It's
because
called Freshly Pizza Baked.
Freshly Pizza Baked. That's what we're going to call it. And if Dom could
FPB.
edit in
They do good work.
the name of the takeaway, that'd be much appreciated. Edit Express Pizza. What are your opinions, Jack?
Really, really nice. We got two 14-inch pizzas. Base on
You're
the
looking at 28
pepperoni
there.
is lacking, mainly due to the
What do we get
moisture.
first? What do we get? What kind
We
of
got-
pizzas we got? Two.
Meatball, pepper, and
Cheese.
cheese.
Classic
Pizza.
ingredient.
And then we got a pepperoni, double pepperoni. But listen, the pepperoni base could have been cut a lot faster and hotter. Get a crispy base on it because there's a lot of moisture from the pepperoni. A nice pepperoni would come up into a cup.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you'd have like a little oil cup. And that's the pepperoni I like.
It
But
was
this,
so
This
city.
one's adequate. It's okay, does the job. Base could have been a bit more structurally sound.
Yeah.
Wasn't. Other one I can't
I quite
complain.
liked it though. I found it endearing.
Yeah, it was nice.
I think brick oven would have benefited these bad
Yep.
boys. I think all the ingredients were there and it tasted good. I'd think
Yep.
the way that they make the pizza, perhaps they need to look at a different angle.
Nice pizza though.
Very nice pizza. Let's talk about it. I mean, I think we talked about the pepperoni, the structural integrity, the foundation was simply not as strong
Nope.
as
See,
the
I think
meatball.
if it wasn't stuffed crust, I probably would have been disappointed.
That is true.
But it was.
It did make up with it with
was
stuffed
stuffed
crust.
crust, and it was amazing.
All them things are hard to do if you got stuffed crust and you got lots of pepperoni. It's going to be hard to get that hard base.
Yeah, there's a
gonna
lot
be
of
hard.
Hail Marys to pull together.
There is, but the taste is what's important.
It was like eating a greasy pillow in a good way.
Yeah, and the cheese and
It had a
sauce.
good mouthfeel.
Yes.
Mouthfeel was excellent.
Mouthfeel was
mouthfeel.
excellent.
I'm glad you addressed it.
Mouthfeel.
The cheese to sauce ratio, it didn't even come in my head because it was good.
it was good, yeah.
It was adequate. It was there. It's where it needed to be.
Another dark horse of the other pizza, the meatball.
Oh, I liked it.
That was a
not too salty.
fine ass meatball.
Tasty
And they were
treat,
quite
that.
big.
It was.
I didn't expect it. I thought it was just what was it? Peppers and then the meatball.
And there was
Out
just a
of
meatball
nowhere.
sat in it. I was like, whoa, okay.
Got a mouthful of ball.
And rather than taking a small meatball and then filling one slice with a lot of meatballs,
They halved it.
they halved a quality
Halve the meatball.
You know what I'm talking about? We've toasted a bun. None of us are dicks.
Yeah.
It's the same when it comes to a
Halve the
meatball. Give me a
meatball.
quality one, chop it down.
Yeah. So, should we get a rating?
Yeah. Do you want to rate them each, or do you want to? No, let's do it together. Do the takeaway as a
Yeah,
whole.
because one of the pizzas could bring down your initial score. So I think, just do it as a whole meal.
So, Cole, you're the guest. You go first. You go. What were you out of 10?
I give it a solid 7.
Solid 7.
I agree with that.
Solid 7.
Ryan, what you go with? 4. 4. Nice. I'd give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
It was good for a takeaway, like a normal
Really nice.
takeaway, like
It's average at
up there with
7.5.
Domino's and shit. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
So I go 7.5 for insert name of takeaway here.
Edit. Express Pizza.
It's in the game.
That was fantastic.
The After Hours Podcast.
You Dead, a storytelling card-based game. There are 3 types of card. Character allows you a new companion or foe in your quest. Adventure allows your story to continue. Item allows you or your companion an addition to your inventory. You may only pick the adventure or the character card, but you can find item cards along the way. You pick the cards and your friend tells a story. The aim is to find the orb of ultimate winnings and avoid becoming dead.
Wait, grab your mics, because we'll do it instead of freestyle.
Yeah.
Right, so just to clarify into the mic, so that's we're playing You Dead, and it's a game that Big Dog and I created for better or worse. The idea is that you draw a character card or an adventure card to begin. Are we playing that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And just then you can, and then you see how it goes. So I'll start. Right. So
Colin's got to get a name and a familiar name, and the familiar can be any kind of animal, real or non, sexy or otherwise, delicious, deadly.
Okay. My character is called Jabroni.
Jabroni! Yes! Jabroni.
Yes, man.
Jabroni.
And my familiar is a goldfish called Queenie.
the mist parts to open to a scene of Jabroni, aroused from his slumber by the flapping of Queenie, the faithful goldfish, next to his ear. His little flippers flip-flapping at his ears until he awakes, because his ear's the most sensitive for flip-flapping. As he opens his eyes through the mist, he can see what he thinks is maybe a figure, or maybe it's just a bit of smoke on the breeze. Does he want to chase it to see if it's a person, or does he want to wait until he wakes up properly?
I'd like to chase it.
Okay, he wakes up slumbery and crusty-eyed, Queenie leading the way. And as they get further from the woody, misty glade that they're woken, Jabroni following the faithful goldfish, flippering until he hears a different noise that also sounded a bit like. So the two noises combined, as Queenie drew closer to this strange spectre in the woods, was. And as the mists part and the sound grows ever louder, Jabroni can see. It's the Prime Minister and his faithful pig, Mr. Gobley.
Oh no, oh no.
Never ends well. Jabroni offers no greeting, for he fears the Prime Minister and his faithful pig.
Of course.
Do you call for help, see if there's anybody else to witness this horror in the woods, or do you carry on your way?
I'll call for help, please.
He calls for help. He hears a mournful sound. Floating down from the heavens are these slightly iridescent, glowing spectres. They are drowned kitten spirits enjoying ghost string. As they come down, they land on your shoulders, playfully nibbling your ear and wrapping ghost string all around you and Queenie. At first you try and shrug it off, but realise, no, it's a blessing from the kitten gods. It spurs me on to... Do you try and find somebody else to aid in your quest, or do you just do some stuff?
I do some stuff.
Okay. The kitten spirits fill you with a new passion for adventure, and you start to move through the glade, trying to not attract the Prime Minister's gaze. But as you think you're just out of sight, the shadowy figure moves towards you through the woods. No, Prime Minister, no! Queenie would scream if she wasn't a fish. The figure begins uncontrollably speaking Italian and transformed into a mushroom-obsessed plumber. He punches a brick and an item card lands at your feet. It was a flamethrower attachment for your familiar. Now with
goldfish got flamethrower.
So yeah, with Queenie's erratic flame as she flippers around, the flamethrower's power thrusting Queenie from tree to tree like some kind of maniacal fiery pinball. You turn to the skies and go, "Ghostly kittens, why have you cursed me? Now I can't control the fire of my trusty steed." Do you curse the parents that brought you into this world, or do you curse the events that have led you here?
Because the events, why?
Why oh why? And just as you curse them, they curse you right back with another event. You and Queenie both fall down a hole, a deep hole. More of a chasm then, really. You dead.
Crazy.
Yeah, you saw
That's a nightmare.
I'm a bit shook up. I'm not lying.
you did
Nightmare.
I've got chills.
They're multiplying.
Grease.
The After Hours Podcast.
Has anyone seen the new Rick and Morty yet?
Yeah.
I've
Which
watched half of it.
I've watched the
fell
first
asleep
one.
watching it. And
Yeah,
I
I've
just wasn't
seen-
impressed.
I've seen the first one.
But I don't know. It's going to lead up to bigger things, I think.
I really liked it.
I thought for the reason that I'm hoping that there is no long-term story through the first 2 episodes that I've watched. There doesn't seem to be, for that reason, and it's back to stupid individual episode silly shit. Then it was fucking bob on. But everyone's disappointed with it, and I'm just like, right, well, you've obviously you want too much, you've overhyped it, and now everyone wants to know where the evil Morty is, and
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
just
let
wanna-
them have their fun, man. It's just a fucking piss take show.
I think they referenced that in the show where Rick was going to each parallel universe.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, is this what we're going to do now?"
Yeah.
I think the lampshaded it, so they know what everyone's saying.
Yeah,
But I thought the first episode was f***ing
really good.
Well, I think it was one of the best ones.
Yeah, it was good. It was
I
good.
think
glad that- I'm just glad
I think
it's
it was
out.
one of the best episodes.
Did their Akira thing, didn't they?
Yeah,
Do you want Akira on us, Morty? It was like, nice reference.
I thought it was a really good episode.
But I'm glad it's
The
back.
second episode is all about someone taking a shit on his secret toilet, and him like just dealing with that.
The After Hours Podcast.
What do you think of the new season of South Park? Who's watched it?
I really like
I
it.
watched the first like 1 or 2, I think. But
I need to catch up.
I haven't watched the new
I'm on
stuff
that
now.
episode. I've seen Banned in China. I've not seen the trans one.
Basically, half the season was Tegrity Weed,
Yeah,
I'm fine with that though. I thought it was really funny.
and throughout that first half of the season, the B stories in each episode was about Tegrity Weed.
right.
Which is Randy's weed farm.
Yeah,
And now they brought it back to South Park.
Yeah, which is good. It's a sick season. And you know what? Yeah, the thing about South Park is they've not even thought about what the last episode's going to be.
They
That's
ma-
it.
they make an episode in a week.
yeah.
Turnaround's ridiculous.
Impressive,
It's
isn't
sick.
it?
And that's how it's so current and it's so funny.
It's like
to watch.
when Trump won the presidency.
Yeah.
They rewrote
They-
the episode overnight.
Overnight.
They woke up and went,
Yeah.
just remade the episode.
They had it all planned.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone
There was
They're not
no-
expected to win.
No
Oh,
one
shit.
fucking did. No one did in the
bad.
world.
Apart from
Not
the
even
majority who
him.
voted for him.
Like, watch his fucking...
It's crazy, man.
I was watching 11.9 Fahrenheit, or Fahrenheit 11.9, which is Michael Moore.
That's really good.
Yeah, I
That's
saw it when I
really
was
good.
away the other week. It's on Netflix, guys, if you want to watch it. And he made 9/11, which was all about
Michael Moore, by the way.
Michael Moore.
He made 9/11.
Fahrenheit 9/11 was like one of the biggest documentaries about. Have you heard of Michael Moore? He's hugely prolific, like
No.
documentary maker.
I know, I might have like...
He made Bowling for Columbine.
Where Matt Stone and Trey Parker actually said the little piece in there as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
from a town that got a shooting that happened in
Against them.
Yeah. But yeah, I was watching that, and that's a fucking great little documentary about Trump winning the presidency, and yeah, he shows him like his acceptance, his victory speech, and all that, and you just look at the family, and it's like
They're all like really
every single one of them are in shock.
confused.
Like even Trump, he's like, I did this for a fucking piss take. I'm a reality TV star. What the fuck? It's kind of one of them. You know what I mean? So no one expected it, let alone South Park.
Nobody's like, none of the family or anyone's celebrating. They're just like, okay,
Okay.
this is what's happening now.
The After Hours Podcast.
I watched Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah. Bit late to the party on that one, Cole.
I know.
No. We were all saying Miss Marvel in a previous
Yeah, I know.
podcast.
Did you notice that I wrote like we mean Captain Marvel? Sorry, nerds.
So
or
Miss
something like
Marvel is it's a different person with them.
Miss
Yeah.
Marvel was Captain Marvel.
that. Yeah, it depends. There's mixed backgrounds.
There was
but
that dude that was
to
Captain
keep
Marvel
it
as well.
simple and talk about what the MCU and Disney and the televised
It's all right.
shit is going to do with
It's
it
all
is
right.
Miss Marvel's Kamala Khan. And she's going to have her own TV series,
It is.
And Captain Marvel is Carol Danvers, that we all know, and kind of love, but she's a bit of a knob in the MCU. So they're very much two different characters. I think the backstory of Miss Marvel is she's a big fan of Captain Marvel, like girl power and all that, and then kind of names herself Miss Marvel after that, possibly. I don't know what they're going to do with it. But
well, she was Miss Marvel and retired her name and might have been dead.
Right.
You know, comics.
Can we use that title?
Yeah. And Kamala Khan, and we're just like a big fan, and then got powers, and then took up the name because it was spare.
But yeah, we were saying Miss Marvel. Apologies for the confusion.
I think I liked it, but it's like very heavy-handed.
In what sense?
The
character or the film?
The film itself.
Right.
I'm cool with all like the feminist stuff, but it's very, very heavy-handed.
In what way though?
Like the scene in Endgame where they just stuck all the girls together for no fucking reason and went, girl power!
I've never seen... Really?
It felt forced,
is
but
that
yeah,
sarcasm?
It was cool.
I hope that's sarcasm.
The bit in the Avengers when all the girls get together and they just do the pan around shot, I was like,
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's anything. I think that maybe if you think, I'm not saying you do, maybe if you think that, then you're overthinking the whole feminist and power to women time. If you think that having a bunch of women in a scene is like, oh yeah, that scene was to promote feminism, and it's like
no,
women was
but that's exactly what it was.
Felt forced.
If it wasn't forced, I'd be cool with it.
But if you think like that, it's just like it's just a scene in a film, and it was really cool.
It's not like he wrote the scene and then someone went, "Isn't that all the women?" And he went, "Oh yeah."
Aside from the feminism thing, right, and back to the geeky shit, it didn't make sense. You've got every girl in the MCU backing up Captain f***ing Marvel. She's the f***ing strongest player on the pitch.
I'm not saying that
if it was Nebula, it would have made much more sense. Shout out Nando Fixes Movies or whatever he's called, the YouTube guy. He said if you replace that end scene and Captain Marvel was just fucking fighting the ship for a bit longer or something like that, and that whole end scene was replaced, keep the girl scene in, but Nebula is the one who takes
there was no reason
because it's Nebula's
Marvel
arc
to
in the fucking original
and be like surrounded by all the women from Marvel ever. Like, why was Pepper Potts there?
But
she was rescued.
She just appeared.
She was promoting her products that you stick up your fanny. Yeah, shouts to Josh.
The After Hours Podcast.
What are we naming the episode?
Oh shit, yeah. Dun dun dun.
You dead.
We call it You Dad, but yeah, safe as Big shouts to Cole, our second guest. Baby! There he is. My man. Go check out Choke when it drops. It's a wicked little short film.
Really cool, man.
It's cool, isn't it?
Keep a lookout for You Dead. It will be coming to a store near you maybe soon. Goodbye, Owen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Big Dog.
Goodbye, Ben.
Goodbye, Cole.
Sayonara.
Goodbye, Dom.
Bye.
And goodbye, Jack.
Good night, dear.
Goodbye to all of you out there from the After Hours podcast. Sleep well.
The After Hours Podcast.
My name has been Colin McCluskey. You have been listening to the After Hours podcast. Woo! Thank you very much. Bone saw is ready.